Are you planning to move out of California after you graduate and pursue licensure in another state? If so, we have some important tips to share. Pepperdine's on-ground MACLP program meets California's state licensing requirements for MFT and PCC, but it may not fulfill requirements in other states. The CTC team strongly recommends that you start looking into licensing requirements of any state you're considering moving to in the future. Unfortunately, your CTC team doesn't know the licensing requirements for every state in the U.S. You need to be proactive about doing your own research if you plan to get licensed outside California. All of your questions regarding license portability can only be answered by the state in which you plan to move. Check out the resources on this page to learn more about other state licensing requirements. Each state is independent in establishing the academic requirements for obtaining licensure in their own jurisdiction. You must contact that specific state licensing board. Another way to gather informal information may be through contacting an alum in the area you plan to move. Contact the GSEP Career Services to get assistance with navigating the alumni feature in LinkedIn and GSEP Alumni Relations Office to set up your profile on Pepped Connect. This way you can start reaching out to alumni to learn about how they pursue licensure out of state. Here are some of the most common requirements we recommend students look into while they are in the program. Number 1, practicum hour requirements. What are the overall total hours you need to accrue to pursue MFT or PCC licensure in that state? What type of hours do you need to accrue in the state? For example, some states require that you accrue relational hours, which means working with a couple or family to pursue MFT licensure. California does not require these types of hours. Some states require that you receive more individual supervision while a trainee, rather than group supervision. California does not require individual supervision while a trainee, but does require 52 weeks during your overall licensure journey. Be sure to investigate how many hours and what type of hours you need to accrue. If you find out that you need more hours or a different type of hours, it is important to talk to your site and supervisor if you're already at a practicum site. Sometimes students will add an additional site, meaning they work at 2 sites to meet out-of-state requirements. If you find out what the requirements are prior to choosing a site, you can plan which site to go to based on the out-of-state requirement you want to achieve. Number 2, course requirements. When reviewing the course requirements by that particular state, how many units are required? What courses are required? The evening MACLP program consists of 60 to 66 units, while the daytime program is 62 units. Most of the time, the MACLP program's course units and classes meet the out-of-state requirements. Yet, every once in a while, a student may need an additional unit of a course. For example, in the past, students have needed an additional unit of practicum or additional unit of the human sexuality course to pursue licensure in a particular state. When students find they need additional courses, they need to meet with their program director to discuss a plan. Once you have determined the requirements and have made a plan that will allow you to meet your goal, you will need to complete out-of-state documents that demonstrate you meet the state requirements. Be sure to gather all the appropriate documentation and try to fill out the documentation using your academic catalog. Next, contact your CTC to assist you in running a Tavera report that will total all the hours you have accrued while in the program. Once you have tried to complete the out-of-state forms and have your total hours from your CTC, schedule a meeting with your program director to review the forms and make changes if needed. Once everything looks good, the program director will sign the forms and you will be ready to submit the documents to the state you are pursuing licensure in. We hope this information has been helpful as you plan your practicum experience.